everybody, and welcome back to Blue Jays Today. We're your boys. We always got something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog. And in this one, folks, we're going to be reacting to a pretty bold article by Jays Journal. Shout out to them, talking about 5 Toronto Blue Jays players who could be off of this roster very, very soon. Before we get into it, I encourage you guys to hit that like, smash the subscribe button, and of course, let us know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Now, I believe that the date that they said there was June 1st. So, I mean, if we're going to hold them exactly word for word right now, we're talking about, 10, 11 days. How many days are in May?
That would be 31.
Somebody let me know in the comments down below how many days are in May. But either way, 10 or 11 days from now. However, I mean, I think that we can kind of just, label this up as these guys are going to be off the team soon, according to Jays Journal.
Yeah, shout out to Edward Ng with the article right here. They have some pretty bold predictions. The first one right here is Jonathan Clase. Now, Jonathan Clase came up when they sent down Alan Roden, and Alan Roden was struggling mightily, and he was kind of finding that he wasn't really getting any regular day playing time. And now you're kind of seeing the same thing happen with Jonathan Clase. He's kind of like that 5th or 6th outfielder behind Nathan Lucas and Miles Straw, who are performing way better than him, and the results show. He's only had 24 at-bats since Alan Roden got sent down, which was about 2.5 weeks ago. He only collected 3 hits. His OPS plus is -17. It's just a guy that's not getting a lot of playing time, and he's still a young dude who is a prospect they want to maybe one day bring up and get regular day playing time. But in order for that to happen, he needs regular day playing time in the minor leagues. So
Right, yeah. I mean, for somebody like Jonathan, there's still upside there. Obviously, we're not seeing it right now. It's just like the dude isn't really on the field long enough to prove that he is or he isn't that guy. Now, if they were to send him down, you got to have some type of corresponding move. When he initially got called up, it was because Alan Roden was doing pretty horrendously up at the MLB. Very, small sample size down there in Buffalo, but so far Roden is performing at a pretty high level. I believe his OPS through 9 games down there is right around that 1,000 mark. So, I mean, the guy's doing really good. I'm not sure if they're going to be totally ready, to just, immediately bring him back up, because that's, quite the pinball effect right there for a guy like that. It's like, oh, we're here, now we're here, and whatever. He still has had only 9 games. Maybe they opt to bring somebody up that is, they're okay with sitting on the bench and just, kind of forgetting about. But if Alan Roden keeps performing like this, then it's pretty easy to just go, all right, Jonathan down, Roden up.
Yeah, the big thing for me is, do you need to call up Alan Roden, and do you need to send down Jonathan Clase? Because the more times you send him up and down, well, that's more options that you're burning, and you're just kind of wasting time. So, Jonathan Clase isn't really playing a big role anyways. So, unless you're really concerned about his development, you really want to get him down there, just sit him down there for a bit, because he's not it's not like the guys in front of him are struggling like that. We just talked about it. You had Straw and you got Lucas doing great. So if you're cool with Jonathan sitting on the bench, sure. But if you're not, then send him down for someone that you actually don't care about developing, because that's another guy too. Roden's in the same campus.
Right.
I don't want to waste his time and sit on the bench because there's guys in front of him that are doing well. So it's a weird situation. But if the Blue Jays management decide to go that way and give Roden another shot, that could be a route.
That's the thing, right? That's really only if they truly believe that Roden is now ready for MLB, which, I mean, I'm not convinced after 9 games. Maybe give him a couple more weeks down there. Moving on to the second guy that they talk about in this article, it's Jose Urena. Now, this one I think is pretty obvious. Fact of the matter is, dude's just not performing at a super high level. He's done okay for us, just kind of, coming in and being that guy, thrust into a role that, let's face it, a couple weeks ago, he had no idea that he was going to be doing. But ultimately, we do need somebody better out there for the time periods where we are missing Max Scherzer. And ultimately, they have that guy, or we hope that they have that guy in Spencer Turnbull.
Yeah, Spencer Turnbull, we broke it down on the Blue Jays Today show yesterday, but he had his first outing in Single A Dunedin. That was back on May 15th. It's been 5 days, so you got to anticipate another start's probably going to come for him down there in Single A. Probably maybe one more, and then he's going to be called up to take over that final spot in the rotation. But yeah, Urena, this is always a Band-Aid solution.
Yeah.
And this is one of the ones that Blue Jays desperately need, because every single time this guy hits the bump, he's giving up an earned run. Literally every time, if you see it on the video platform right here in just the 4 appearances. So Jose Urena, that's an easy one for me. goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like they have literally no ties to him whatsoever, and Turnbull just has, I don't want to say maybe not significantly more upside, but definitely more upside for sure than Jose Urena. Moving on to the next guy on this 5 Blue Jays who may be gone very soon list by Jays Journal. They have Andres Jimenez here. Now, this one. This one to me is maybe a little bit of a cop-out from them, honestly, because like their whole argument is, well, he's hurt right now. He's going to need some rehab. I do think that they're on to something there, but like if Jimenez is off the team for, by June 1st, that's not going to be him being gone from the team for a long period of time. I think it's just until he rehabs and gets healthy and gets up to speed again.
Yeah, because their argument here is that, well, actually his IL stint is basically over right now. It's been 10 days. Like maybe by the time this podcast comes out, we see an announcement tonight that they make some sort of move with Jimenez, but it should be over soon. Now, if it does take a little bit longer for him to rehab, they might need to use a minor league option, send him down there to AAA, get some rehab stints in, or move him over to the 60-day IL. So and that's something that they definitely may not want to consider. So that's the argument there. I hear where they're going for, but if he's ready to go, honestly, you bring him back up. You traded for this guy. I know he got off to a pretty poor start, but this is the guy that you brought in to play second base, gold glove, platinum glove, if not, defense at second base. And again, the other argument is, well, okay, you keep him down there and keep the guys that are hot up there right now. Ernie Clement's doing pretty good. He had a pretty good week last week. Barsher kind of cooled down after a very good week the week prior. Jimenez, it's like you're still going to get value in other ways than just the bat. You're going to get it with that defense, and I'd be bringing it up if he's ready to go.
If he's ready to go, then he's on the team because, again, you invested pretty heavily into him. I mean, Spencer Horwitz was a big asset, and this is effectively the new Spencer Horwitz, right? They just, turned that guy into this guy. Now, I do think that his 577 OPS and his batting average of 195 is something that you really got to start thinking about. Where are you going to put him in the lineup, especially if you got him and Anthony Santander? Right. So honestly, from that standpoint, I don't think that you need to rush him back in any capacity because we do have Addison Barger and we do have Ernie Clement. Let the guy take some time, and then when he is 100% healthy, then you bring him up.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. They don't even have him on this list, but Anthony Santander, I gotta bet that we might see an IL stint pretty soon.
Honestly,
he won't be
man,
on the roster.
yeah, and let's be completely honest too, right? Having Andres Jimenez and Anthony Santander in the same lineup, batting very close together because they were batting 3-4, they were right near each other. That is not a recipe for success. Santander's OPS is 7th worst in baseball. Jimenez is 8th worst in baseball. It's not good.
No, definitely not. So that's the case they're making there for Andres Jimenez. A little bit of a cop out, but it's on the list nonetheless. Moving on to number 4 right here. This one is a pretty obvious one, kind of that Jose Urena category. It's infielder Michael Stefanik. Literally right before recording this podcast, both Nick and I were like, right, this guy's on the roster.
Didn't even remember.
He literally's only had 8 at-bats with the Blue Jays. That's what, 2 games, maybe 3 games with the Blue Jays? And, we can't analyze a guy in that time. He is literally the Band-Aid for Andres Jimenez. So once Andres Jimenez comes back, you got to assume Michael Stefanik will be gone off this roster. And again, he's kind of like that Jonathan Clase tier in the roster right now, where it's you're okay with him getting burned all of his playing time. You don't really need him to play anything right now, so he's just a filler spot.
But for Jonathan Clase's example, you do kind of care about his playing time. This guy literally is doesn't matter. I mean, the Toronto Blue Jays, they know what this guy. This is probably a AAA baseball player who just so happened to find himself at the MLB level. Congratulations, you got a big payday for coming up here. But ultimately, this is not part of our future. This is not part of anything. They don't care about his options. They don't care about anything. He is just here to be on the 26-man roster. That's it. Just to literally occupy a bench spot.
Every team needs a player like that at every position where it's because we were running into the predicament where we're burning good outfielders, and we thought Nathan Lucas was that guy for us. You're okay with burning him.
No, he's kind of good.
Actually good.
Playing well.
So we lost that option, whereas Stefanik is the version of that.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Definitely for that infield. Now, the last one on this list, I think, is a great talking point and definitely should cause some discussion in the comments down below. So please sound off, guys. Let us know your thoughts about this dude. Whoa, time for a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video. Hit your picks and not knock it out of the park with Betway. Scan the QR code down below to join the action. Only available in Ontario. Must be 19 years of older to participate. Please play responsibly. Now, everyone, back to the content. Bowden Francis is who Jay's Journal is talking about next, and they're saying that he's going to be off the team rather soon. Now, Bowden Francis, we had a lot of hope coming in for him. I mean, the way that he finished off last season was just fucking masterclass, dude. I mean, there was like 3-4 times where, you thought he might end up with a no-hitter. Obviously never ended up that way, but still had just one of the best pitching months of baseball that I have seen from a Toronto Blue Jay player in a very, very long time. Right now, though, that is just simply not the case. Guy's got a 5.63 ERA. The whip is almost 1.5. It feels like, and again, this is like getting worse too, because like he started out okay, and then it's just like we are kind of falling further down that rabbit hole, and the last 4 starts have just been pretty brutal. I understand where Jay's Journal is coming from with this one. What are your thoughts about, Bowden Francis being off the team?
Yeah, like I get it, because they're looking at last year and they saw what happened last year, where you send this guy down to AAA, he gets some reps in, you bring him back up, and look what happened. He's magically transformed. However, that was a last year team where we actually had the luxury to send a guy down in the rotation. This year is not that year. Alek Manoah is hurt. You've got Max Scherzer hurt, and the guys that are coming. Oh, Jake Bloss is hurt. So even that like maybe potential option to be like a plan B, plan C option call up. He's going under the knife right now. You're looking at the rotation. You've got Bowden Francis slot at your number 4 spot. Okay, if he goes down to AAA, you have to be okay with, okay, now your bottom 2 of your rotation, number 4 and number 5, is Eric Lauer and Spencer Turnbull.
Yeah.
Now, if you're okay with that, Blue Jays front office, then sure, go ahead with that. But I'm not okay, because that is a scary rotation right there, with Jose's fine, Chris Bassett being pretty good, Kevin Gausman's a little shaky right now at this stretch of the year, and then 2 guys that are giant question marks. That's honestly what was supposed to be our strength. Now is looking like a disaster.
Well, I guess if Toronto looks at Bowden and just realizes that, like, actually he just does not have it, because right now, let's be honest, he's got a 5.6 ERA.
Yeah.
Right?
Is Eric Lauer worse
exactly
than that,
right? Like,
or Spencer Turnbull?
I don't know. That's that's not that high of a bar to reach, right? So if Spencer Turnbull and/or Eric Lauer can perform better than that, and so far Eric Lauer has actually performed better than that. Granted, he's been a very, very small sample size, but like the guy has been doing very good in the 12 innings that he's pitched. But if you can anticipate and expect Eric Lauer to do that, and Spencer Turnbull to do better than a 5.63 ERA, if that happens, then I do think that Bowden Francis might get sent down, because honestly, like, we're already at the floor, like, might as well let our guy with a ceiling get better and just let Spencer Turnbull, like, give up the earned runs.
Right. Okay, so Spencer Turnbull comes to the bigs, Eric Lauer continues his great start, and Bowden Francis has 2 or 3 more starts of shit.
Then yeah,
there might actually be a legitimate
I think honestly, and especially too, if Max Scherzer is like getting closer, right? Like if you're seeing it's like, okay, Max Scherzer's like 2 weeks away. Bowden Francis just does not have it right now. Turnbull had a good outing. You know what? Fuck it. We ride. Bowden down. Turnbull, you're the guy. We wait for Max Scherzer.
Well, you know what? I was all against this, but you actually kind of convinced me it might be a good option. He does have, speaking of option, he does have 1 option remaining, so this would be it. It'd be the one time, then he's got to come back up, and he's got to come back.
And that's the thing too. Like honestly, we can't be doing this every year. Like if you're Bowden Francis, I mean, like again, like I mean, it's kind of your fault, I guess, but like ultimately, if you're a starting pitcher, you got to be a starting pitcher. And like as much as like that option down to the minors helped you so much last year, like
that's not a solution.
That's the thing. Like we can't be doing that every other season, right? So like you do it this one last time, and then like if he comes back up and he doesn't have it, then that's it. The Bowden Francis experiment will be over at that point, right? There's no more, screwing around. So fingers crossed he can figure it out soon, man, because, like the rope it's running out.
It is running out. Guys, you let us know your thoughts in the comments down below about all these 5 guys. Is anybody on this list that also could be gone by June 1st? Let us know down there.
Yeah, please make sure to hit that like, smash that subscribe button. $4 a month to become a YouTube member. Shout out and thank you to all of our current YouTube members. You guys are amazing.
Guys, thank you so much for watching.
And as always,
go Jays, go!